Okay, see, we'll start now. Guys, some last part remaining. Okay. Now, you applied the provisions of section 70, 71. Still the loss cannot be adjusted. Then, now the step 3 will be carry forward. Now, if you want to carry forward, okay, coming. Carry forward of losses, yes or no? Why will you carry forward the loss? First of all, tell me. The losses could not be adjusted in this year. So definitely you would want the losses to be carried forward to subsequent year so that they get adjusted in the subsequent year's income. Yes or no? So first of all, which loss? First of all, which loss? Second, which section? Which section allows the carry forward? After carry forward, what did I say? After carry forward, set off against which income? Done, sir. And if that income is not available, then carry forward to subsequent year. Then it cannot be set off in against any other income. Yes or no? So after carry forward, it has to be set off against a specific income only. And if that income is not available, then against any other income, no, then you will have to carry forward. And carry forward in the next year. Next year you will have that income. In that year it will be set off. Yes or no? But sir, in the next year also that income is not available. So no problem. Carry forward to next year. In that year that income will be there. But the set off after carry forward will be available only from this income. Yes or no? So carry forward for maximum. How much time? Yes or no? So maximum time for what? Carry forward is how much? These 4 things you have to learn. Now first of all, the loss is under the head house property. Which loss? House property loss. Within the head could not be satisfied. Inter-head could not be satisfied. Then section 71B says that you can carry forward. Which section says? And after carry forward, it will be set off against income from house property only. Income of any house property, not necessarily the same house property, income of any house property, but it has to be income from house property only. So this year's house property loss cannot be set off in this year. 71B says that it will be carried forward to the next year, and after carry forward in the next year it will be allowed as a set off only against house property income. Not necessarily the same house property income, but it can be from any house property. So it is not required that the loss, if it relates to a house property, that house property should also be in existence in the year in which you have carried forward the loss and you want to set off. In that year, if that property is not in existence, still that loss can be carried forward and it will be set off. Yes or no? But it can be set off only against income of house property. Maybe the same house property or maybe the other house property. But it will be set off only against the income of house property. So for example, there is one SOP with me right now. The loss of this SOP will be carried forward in the next year. So next year, maybe from the same house property income or maybe the income of any other house property, the loss can be set off. For example, next year, you could not set off the loss. Then, because there was no house property income, then next year it cannot be set off against any other income. Do one thing, carry forward in the next to next year, second year. Okay. Second year you will have the house property income. Maybe from the same house property or any other house property. Yes or no? From that income you can set off. But sir, in the second year, no. Second year in which I am carrying forward the loss, in that year, I don't have this property because I have already sold that property. Will it affect the carry forward and set off? The answer is no. Because it is not required that the year in which you have carried forward the loss and you want to set off that loss, in that year you should own that property to which the loss relates. There is no such requirement. It can be set off against income of any house property, but has to be income from house property only. Yes or no? And it can be carried forward for how many years? Maximum 8 years. Maximum. So this year's loss carry forward for the first time in the next year. Then next to next year. Then next to next year. Likewise, it can be carried forward for maximum 8 years. Within the next 8 years, in any year, if you have house property income, from that income you can set off this loss. Yes or no? Will you remember this? Now next loss is loss from normal business. Which business? Normal business loss cannot be adjusted, could not be adjusted in this year. Not within the head, and head to head also could not be set off. So section 72 says that you can carry forward the loss of normal business to subsequent year, and after it's carried forward, it can be set off against any business income only. Any business income only. So do you have any business income in the next year? Yes. From that business income only, the loss will be set off. Sir, in the next year, if I don't have a business income, then can you set off the loss against any other income? No. After the business loss will be carried forward, after carry forward, its set off is possible only against business income. Which business income? Any business income. It can be a speculation business income of the next year, specified business income, normal business income. Even if that business income in the next year is calculated on presumptive basis, will not make any difference. But the income has to be a business income. And in the year in which you have carried forward the loss, in that year it is not required that the business to which the loss relates, that business should also be in existence. That business may be there, may not be there. Why? Because the loss is not to be adjusted from the business income of the same business. It can be set off against the business income of any business. Will you remember this? So next year if the business income is not there, then carry forward to next year. So if next to next year also the business income is not available, then carry forward to next year. How many years you can carry forward? Maximum 8 years. So normal business loss can also be carried forward for 8 years. Yes or no? Hey, do you remember we had a discussion about unabsorbed depreciation? This year's unabsorbed depreciation can be set off against any business income, if not then any other head income except salary. But if it cannot be set off in this year, then even that unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward. But its carry forward is not as per section 72. Its carry forward is as per 32(2), which says that after carry forward of unabsorbed depreciation, it will be set off against which income? Any income, even if that income is a business income or any other income except salary. So after carry forward, unabsorbed depreciation can be set off against any income except salary. But after carry forward, the business loss will be set off only against business income. Yes or no? So it can be set off against any income except what? Salary. Done, sir. And maximum carry forward for indefinite period. You can carry forward till the time it is not fully adjusted. Yes or no? So there is no restriction on number of years for which the unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward. Yes or no? Now, can you have a loss from speculation business? Speculation loss, tell me yes or no. Speculation loss this year could not be adjusted from another speculation business income, and it cannot be set off against any other head also. So section 73 says that it will be carried forward. And after it's carried forward, it will be set off only against speculation, business, income only. Yes or no? And it can be carried forward for maximum 4 years. How many years? 4 years. Now, can you have specified business loss? Which business loss? It was not set off in this year. So, can you carry forward the business loss of specified business? Yes. Section 73A says. Then after its carry forward, it will be set off against specified business income only. Against no other income, only against specified business income in the future also. Yes or no? And for how much time it can be carried forward? Indefinite period. Even the loss of a specified business can be carried forward for indefinite period. Yes or no? Next one, which loss? Short-term capital loss and long-term capital loss. It can be carried forward as per section 74. After carry forward, short-term capital loss against short-term capital gain and long-term capital gains in the future. Yes or no? But long-term capital loss only against. In the future also, the same thing you are supposed to do. Yes or no? And it can be carried forward for maximum 8 years. How many years? 8 years. Now, the loss is there. Loss from an activity of owning and maintaining race horses. If it cannot be set off in this year, section 74A says that even you can carry forward that loss also. Yes or no? And after it's carry forward, it will be set off against income. Income from activity of owning and maintaining racehorse only. And maximum carry forward available is for 4 years. Not more than that. And there is one more requirement. The activity to which the loss relates must also be in existence in the year you have carried forward the loss and you want to set off that loss. That activity should also be in existence. Understanding? Did you understand all the carry forwards? So, house property loss only against house property income in the future. Yes or no? After carry forward. Normal business loss after carry forward only against business income. Which business income? Any business income. Yes or no? Then speculation business loss after carry forward in the future only against speculation business income. Specified business loss after carry forward in the future only against specified business income. Yes or no? Short-term capital loss after carry forward only against short-term gain as well as long-term gains in the future. Yes or no? Long-term loss after carry forwards in the future only against long-term capital gains. Yes or no? And then activity of owning and maintaining resource. Loss from this activity after carry forward only against the income of such type of activity. Yes or no? Hello? Sure? For how many years the losses can be carried forward? For 2 losses you have to remember indefinite period. Unabsorbed depreciation and specified business loss. Yes or no? Can be carried forward for indefinite. No need to see the number of years also. Keep on your carry forward. Yes or no? Then 2 losses you have to remember 4 years. Speculation business loss and loss of an activity of owning and maintaining racehorse. Yes or no? Remaining all other losses for 8 years. Done, sir? Now only these losses are allowed as a carry forward. Because they are allowing the carry forward. Carry forward is your right or it is a privilege given? It is a benefit which we are giving. Until the time we don't give this benefit, you are not supposed to take this benefit. Meaning, other than these losses, any other loss can be carried forward? No. So do you know other sources? Under the head, IFOS. Loss from any source. What did I say? Normal source of income. Under the head, IFOS. Might give you a loss? Tell me yes or no. And if that loss You have to set off. Where you can set off? Within the head. Against income of any head. Including the income of activity of owning and maintaining resource. Against that income also it can be adjusted. Yes or no? But what if that loss of any source under the head IFOS could not be set off under the head IFOS then? Then that loss will become the loss of the IFOS head. Hello? Is there any restriction? No. So the loss of IFOS head can be set off against any head. Salary, PGBP, capital gain, against any head it can be set off. What if no other head is there? And loss of IFOS head is also not set off. Interhead also set off was not done. Then can you carry forward that loss? Why not? Because there is no provision which allows the carry forward of that loss. That loss will lapse. Because the carry forward of such loss is not available. Only these losses which are allowed for carry forward can be carried forward. And after carry forward, only against those incomes which we tell you, against those incomes you have to set off. Yes or no? And carry forward for the number of years for which we are going to tell you. Understanding? Now if, see, there is one important point, that if loss is calculated for the first time for previous year 25-26. So this is a loss for which year? Because the loss is calculated for the first time in 25-26. So this is a loss of 25-26. If you want to carry forward this loss to subsequent year, which year? 26-27. Can you carry forward this loss? This is the first time carry forward. First time, because the loss was calculated in 25-26, so first time carry forward will happen in which year? 26-27. So if you want to carry forward your losses, then remember the carry forward to the subsequent years and ahead, okay, will be allowed only if the ROI, return of income, of the previous year to which the loss relates, that return of income is filed on or before what? Due date. So tell me, what will be the due date of filing ROI of this year? 31st July 2026. Yes or no? So on or before the due date you have to file your return. And in that return you will show the income of this year and also the losses of this year which you want to carry forward to subsequent years. Yes or no? Hello? So that return will be known as loss return. As per section 139(3). That return will be known as. So what is the meaning of loss return? Loss return is a return in which you show the losses of that year which you want to carry forward to subsequent years. Yes or no? But that loss return has to be filed on or before the due date of filing ROI. So in that return, will you show the incomes of this year? Yes. And you will also show the losses of this year which you have calculated for the first time which you want to carry forward to the subsequent years. Yes or no? So that return is known as loss return. And that loss return as per section 139(3) must be filed on or before due date of filing ROI. That is the requirement of 139(3). But what if you have not filed the loss return on or before the due date of filing ROI? Then section 80 will come in the picture. Which section will come in the picture? And section 80 says those losses will not be allowed for carry forward. Carry forward will not happen only because the return is not filed on or before the due date. So all the losses of this year, if you want to carry forward these losses to the subsequent years, then you have to make sure that this loss which you are showing in a return, loss return, yes or no, must be filed on or before the due date of filing ROI of this year. Only then these losses will be carried forward to subsequent years and will be eligible for set off later on. Yes or no? But if that return, loss return, was not filed on or before the due date of filing your ROI, then the losses of that year cannot be carried forward. Those losses will lapse. That is given in section 80. So we have done section 80 with, read with section 139.3. 139.3 says that the return in which you show the losses to be carried forward to subsequent years, that return is known as loss return. Must be filed on or before the due date of filing ROI. But what if you don't file that on or before the due date of filing ROI? Then section 80 will come in the picture. And then section 80 will restrict the carry forward of those losses. Those losses cannot be carried forward. First time carry forward itself will not happen. But this restriction is only for the first year. The year for which the loss was calculated for the first time. What if 24-25, meaning last year? Last year, some losses were there. And you filed your return for the last year on or before the due date. So what was the last previous year? Previous year, 24-25. Okay. What was the due date of filing ROI? Due date of ROI for the last year was 31st July 2025. When you filed your return? When you filed your return, example, you filed your return on 25th of July 25. Did you file your return on or before the due date? Then all the losses of this year will be carried forward to next year, meaning previous year 25-26. Yes or no? So in the previous year 25-26, they will be adjusted. And if they cannot be adjusted in 25-26, they will move on to the next year. But sir, 25-26 return is not filed on or before the due date. Then losses of 25-26 cannot be carried forward to the subsequent year. That does not mean the earlier losses carried forward will not be set off. It will still be set off. This year's losses will still be set off as per section 70 and 71. But the losses of 25-26 will not be allowed for carry forward in the subsequent year. Yes or no? Will you remember this? But this restriction is applicable only in the first year. The year in which the loss is calculated for the first time. So restriction is applicable for the first time carry forward. So if the loss of this year is already carried forward in the subsequent year, the set off of this loss in this year, and if not done, then carry forward to subsequent year will not stop. It will still be done, even if the return of this year is not filed on or before the due date. Yes or no? And this year's losses will also be set off in this year, even if the return of income in this year is not filed on or before the due date. But if those losses could not be set off in this year, then carry forward will not happen, because the return of this year is not filed on or before the due date. Understanding? So tell me, do you have losses of this year? Yes. What was the due date of ROI? Due date of ROI? Example 31st July 2026. Filed ROI. Filed ROI on 19th of August 2026. ROI filed on or before the due date or after the due date? So first question. Last year losses are already carried forward and in this year. Will these losses be set off in this year? Yes. Okay. What about the current year losses? Current year set off. Current year set off. Current year set off will also be done as per section 70 and 71. So losses of this year will be adjusted within the head to head. That will not be stopped. Getting my point? But after doing current year set off, whatever loss remains, yes or no, that remaining losses could not be carried forward. Understanding? But wait, these losses can be further carried forward? The answer is yes, they can be further carried forward. There is no restriction on that. But the losses of this year, after doing current year set off, remaining losses which were ready for carry forward will not be carried forward because this year's return is not filed on or before the due date. But this restriction is not applicable on two losses: unabsorbed depreciation and house property losses. So whether you file your return on or before the due date or not, these two losses will be carried forward. These two losses will be carried forward. Unabsorbed depreciation as well as house property loss. But all other losses will not be carried forward if the return is not filed on or before the due date, if the return of that year to which this loss relates is not filed on or before the due date. Understanding? Done, sir? Done? Now one small thing I would like to ask you. Okay, this is the last discussion and the chapter will be over. This is your 25-26. Now tell me, in the current year, you have some business profits. Current year you have some business profits. Now if this business profits are there, then against this business profits, many things can be set off in this year. Against this, see, current year depreciation can also be set off. Current year depreciation is to be reduced, yes or no? Then current year capital expenditure on scientific research or family planning. You remember, no? Under the head PGBP we have done. So current year's depreciation is remaining to be adjusted. Current year capital expenditure on scientific research, capital expenditure on family planning, that is yet to be adjusted. Can it be adjusted against your business profits? Yes. One more thing can be adjusted from the business profit. What? Current year losses. Losses of earlier years. No. Current year losses of other businesses or other heads as per section 70 and 71. So there are certain losses of other business which can be adjusted against this business profits. There are some losses of other heads which can be set off against this business profits. Yes or no? So business profit is available. So from this business profit, even current year depreciation, current year capital expenditure, current year losses can be set off against this business income. Now you have to give the priority. Will you adjust the losses first or will you adjust the current year depreciation and all? Not just this. You have brought forward business losses also. Brought forward of earlier years. Okay. So earlier year business losses you have brought forward in this year. After their carry forward, they will be set off only against business profits, business income. So from this business profits only, they can be adjusted. Yes or no? So the brought forward business losses can also be adjusted from this. And do you remember, sometimes brought forward unabsorbed depreciation or brought forward capital expenditure on what? Scientific research, family planning, yes or no? Even they can be adjusted from your business profits of this year as well as other incomes of this year, except salary. So after the carry forward, the unabsorbed depreciation can be set off against business income also, and it can be set off against other incomes also, yes or no? Except salary. After the carry forward, the unabsorbed capital expenditures on scientific research, family planning can be set off against business income also and other incomes also, except salary. So can I say this year's business profit is there? But what if this business profit is limited and these are all different amounts? Now you are in the tension that which item I should adjust first. Because if you have 10 people to whom you can give the same medicine and they can be cured. To whom that medicine will be given first? Hello? Who is more critical? So what priority? Which thing you will adjust first out of this? Profits. Yes or no? In the most beneficial manner. See, till the time you don't calculate the final business profit, you cannot do the set-off of losses of current year. So before doing the set-off of current year losses, you will have to first calculate the final business profits, which is not possible without adjusting the current year depreciation and current year capital expenditures. So first thing, first priority you are supposed to give to current year depreciation. Then after adjusting current year depreciation, if business profits remain, then current year capital expenditure on scientific research, then current year capital expenditure on family planning. Now you get final profits for this year. Yes or no? Now once you get the final profits of this year, you cannot directly bring earlier year's losses. First you adjust the losses of this year. This year, any other head's losses? No. This year's business losses. Then if the profit remain, then other heads losses. Yes or no? Then third thing you will be doing the adjustment of current year losses. This is the third priority. And after doing the current year adjustments, if the profits remain, then the earlier years brought forward losses will be adjusted. Now earlier years, business losses are also there, and earlier years unabsorbed depreciation is also there. Which one will you set off first? Business loss or unabsorbed depreciation? You can set off the unabsorbed depreciation of earlier years and you can set off the business loss of earlier years. Given a chance, which one would you like to adjust first? Sir, what difference does it make? It will make a lot of difference. Sir, earlier years business losses can be set off only against? It cannot be set off against any other income of this year. Yes or no? And what if this business profits are not there? These business losses cannot be set off against any other income. And by the way, there is a limit on their carry forward. Maximum 8 years. Maximum 8 years. What if this is the 8th year? Then this business loss will lapse only. It will not go for 9th year. Yes or no? But on the contrary, if unabsorbed depreciation you cannot adjust here, then you should not worry. They can be adjusted against other incomes also, except salary. And even other incomes are also not there. They can be carried forward for indefinite period. There is no restriction on number of years. So which is more risky to keep? Business loss. So which should be first adjusted? Business loss. Brought forward business loss. Yes or no? So this will be the fourth priority. And after setting off the brought forward business loss, if any profit remains, from that profit adjust what? Brought forward unabsorbed depreciation. And then brought forward capital expenditures on scientific research. This is the priority which you have to give. And if you prioritize the adjustments like this from your business profits, you will be able to take the maximum advantage. Understood? Sure. The chapter comes to an end. Entire theory done. Now we are going to do the questions. We'll see that whatever we have learned, whether we are able to apply that or not. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. What happened? Oh. Aggregation of income, set of and carry forward of what? Losses. Illustration number 1. Illustration number 1. Just a second, guys. Shall we? Illustration number 1. Mr. A, aged how many years? Submits the following particulars pertaining to the assessment year 26. Assessment year 26-27 means previous year 25-26. Income from salary computed. Say thank you to the examiner. Otherwise they will tell you to first calculate. They will give you the salary details. First you calculate. Then we are giving you what? Loss of house property. Now tell me what you will do. Then we are giving you other details. Now tell me what to do. The examiner is very sweet. He has computed salary and given you the computed salary. Okay, no? So salary head, final income is there. Then loss from which property? And then you have business loss. Then you have business loss. Then you have bank interest on FD. See, from FD, whatever interest you will receive, that will be your income from other sources. Yes or no? And if you are a senior citizen, you will get the deduction of this under section 80 TTB also. Do you remember? In the first chapter only I have told you, for FD interest you get the deduction under 80 TTB also. Yes or no? But if you are not a senior citizen, no need to claim any 80 TTB deduction for this. 80 TTA deduction comes for you. And that is not for FD interest, that is for savings interest. Done now? Now see, compute the what? Total income of Mr. A, assuming that he has exercised the option of, meaning following 115 BSc, not following 115 BSc. And he pays tax under the following 115 BSc. Let's see if you are not following 115 BSc. If you are not following 115 BSc. Okay. Can you set off your house property loss? Can you set off your house property loss against your salary income? Yes. Can you set off your house property loss against your IFRS income? Yes. House property loss can be set off against any head up to maximum 2 lakhs if you are not following 115 BSc. But can you set off your business loss against salary? Can you set off your business loss against IFRS? Yes. Business loss can be set off against any head. Except, now see, your house property can be set off against salary also, can be set off against IFRS also, but your business loss can be set off only against IFRS. So you will use your IFRS income to set off which loss? Yes. Because if you will set off your house property loss from this, what will happen? You will not be able to set off your business loss because that cannot be set off against salary income. Remember or not? So do you have salary income? How much? 4 lakh. Against that, can you set off your house property loss? So first of all, your salary income is 4 lakhs. Out of that salary income, you adjust your house property loss only to the extent of 2 lakhs. So the balance 20,000 will be carried forward. So I will write down here carry forward of losses. Which loss I will carry forward? House property loss. Full loss I will carry forward or only 20,000? Why? Because 2 lakh is adjusted against salary income. So how much salary income remaining? 2 lakh. Do you have any taxable house property income? No. Nil. Do you have any PGBP income? Taxable PGBP income? No. Nil. Do you have any capital gain income? No. Nil. Do you have IFRS income? Yes. And against that IFRS income, you can set off your business loss. How much? 80,000. So if you have salary income this much and then you have IFRS income of 80,000, Yes or no? Out of that 80,000 IFOS income, you will set off your 80,000 business loss. Full business loss cannot be set off and your IFOS head will be nil. So can I say still business loss is remaining? Now that cannot be adjusted from your salary income. So 20,000 business loss will also be carried forward. So 20,000 house property loss and 20,000 business loss, these two losses cannot be adjusted in this year, will be carried forward. Okay. So now tell me, what is your income from salary? 2 lakh. What is your house property? Nil, because there was a loss and that loss you have adjusted and 20,000 loss you have carried forward. Understanding? Do you have PGBP income? No, nil. PGBP income is nil, but PGBP loss was there which you have already adjusted against IFOS, and the remaining 20,000 business loss which could not be adjusted in this year will be carried forward. So this will be carried forward under section 71B and this will be carried forward under section 72. Business loss will be carried forward under 72 and house property loss will be carried forward under 71B. Done, sir? Capital gain income? No capital gain income. IFOS income was there, but entire IFOS income gone. Now how much IFOS income remaining? Nil. So what is your GTI? 2 lakhs. Chapter 6 deduction? Nil. So what is your total income? Very difficult, sir. Now if you follow 115 BSc, now be very careful. If you follow 115 BAC, then what will happen? Tell me. Full 4 lakh rupees of salary you are going to show. Because from that salary, house property loss, you cannot set off. That house property loss up to 2 lakhs will not be allowed as a set off if you follow 115 BSc. Yes or no? So full 4 lakh you have to show. And PGBP loss cannot be set off against salary. So your entire 4 lakh salary will remain same. What is your house property loss? 2 lakh 20. Can it be set off in this year? No. Will it be carried forward? Even the carry forward will not be allowed. So in the carry forward of losses, what did I say? Carry forward of losses, your house property loss, entire house property loss of how much? 2,20,000, which could not be adjusted in this year. Even this also cannot be carried forward. Understanding or not? And next one, do you have PGBP income? Yes, PGBP income is nil. PGBP loss was there that we are going to adjust against. Against what? IFOS. There is no restriction on that, no? So tell me, 4 lakh salary income and house property income nil, PGBP income nil, capital gain income nil, IFOS income was there, fully used to set off your business loss. Now still your business loss is remaining. How much? 20,000. That will be carried forward under section. Okay, no? So this will be carried forward here also. So how much will be your total income here? It was 2 lakhs. So there it will be 4 lakhs. If you don't follow 115 BSc, it is 2 lakhs. And if you follow 115 BSc, it is 4 lakhs. Understanding? See, 2 lakhs and see 4 lakhs. Did you understand? Go and read this question at home today. We have already solved. Easy? Sure? Now slowly and gradually the difficult level will increase. Okay, no? Illustration number 2. Mr. B, a resident individual, furnishes the following particulars for the previous year, 25-26. Income from salary computed. Income from house property, in the bracket they have written, sir. So this is not a positive income, this is a negative income, meaning it is a loss. So first loss, house property loss. Then income from non-speculative. Sir, non-speculative means normal business. Yes or no? So loss of normal business is also given. And income of speculative business, sir. Speculative business is also having a negative income, meaning loss. 3 losses you have already identified. Okay. This is a speculative business loss. Short-term capital loss is also given and long-term capital gain is given, sir. Can you set off your short-term loss against long-term gain? So long-term gain will vanish and still short-term loss will remain. How much? 6,000. Now the short-term loss cannot be adjusted in this year because there is no other short-term gain, no other long-term gain. And it cannot be set off against any other head of income. So what are you going to do? Directly carry forward this loss as per section 74 to the next year. Yes or no? Hello. Now do you have any speculative business income? So your speculative business loss cannot be set off against any business income or any other head. So this will also be carried forward. This 4,000 will also be carried forward. Do you have a normal business loss? Tell me yes or no. Can it be set off against your salary income? So this will also be carried forward. You don't have any other income against which your normal business loss can be set off. Do you have a house property loss? It can be very well set off against. But for that, you should not be following. Yes or no? If you follow 115 BSE, then this loss will also be no, not allowed, and it will not be allowed for carry forward also. Yes or no? So now read the last line. Assuming that he pays tax under section. So sir, this loss will lapse. This will not be set off also, and this cannot be carried forward also. Yes or no? So what will be your final total income for this year? Everyone, did you understand? Sure, sir. And 45,000 is your final income, final total income for this year. And sir, these are the losses which are allowed for carry forward. Number 1, 22,000, number 2, 4,000, and number 3, 6,000. These losses will be carried forward. But sir, color, pink color. Color, pink color. This 24,000 will not be allowed as a set off in this year, and it will neither be carried forward. For that you have to give a note. Because this year the assessee follows 115 BSE. What if he was not following 115 BSE then? Then all the three losses you would have carried forward, but this 24,000 you would have adjusted, and in that case your total income would have been how much? 21,000. That would have been your total income. Yes or no? So that would have been your total income if assessee would have been shifted out. Okay, but if the assessee is not shifting out, then his total income will be 45,000. Done, sir? See, can you see 45,000? The presentation will be same as it is given above. Okay, so will you see the presentation at home? Done, sir? Come to the next question. Illustration number 3. During the previous year 25-26, Mr. C has the following income and brought forward losses. See, not just the losses of this year, but he has loss of earlier years also. So after the set off of loss, where it is set off, you have to remember. Yes or no? Carry forward provisions. So short-term capital gain on sale of what? This is current year short-term capital gain. Okay. Long-term capital loss of which year? No, it is not last year. Ayo, last two. Because we are talking about assessment year. Be very careful, huh? In set off and carry forward questions, they can put you in trouble. Somewhere they will write down previous year, somewhere they will write down assessment year. Always convert everything in terms of previous year. Because we talk in terms of previous year. What is my previous year? So to which previous year this loss relates? 23-24, previous year. So if my previous year is 25-26, the loss of 23-24 can come in my previous year, yes. The loss of 23-24, previous year 23-24 was carried forward for the first time in previous year 24-25. And this is the second year, 25-26. In that year, the long-term loss can carry forward. But the long-term loss after carry forward can be adjusted only against long-term gain. So if this year you have a long-term gain, from that only you can set off. Yes or no? Do you have a long-term gain in this year? So against that long-term gain, you will set off this loss. So tell me, this entire long-term gain is gone. How much loss still remains? 21,000. Now this year, if you don't have any long-term gain, can I say this will be carried forward in the next year, and the next year will be the third year of carry forward? Because the loss relates to previous year 23-24, carried forward for the first year 24-25, and in the second year, in my previous year 25-26, it was carried forward for the second year. Out of that, some losses set off, and the remaining 21,000 will be carried forward for the third year. Understanding? So now tell me, do you have any short-term capital loss of assessment year 25-26? Means previous year, last year loss, carried forward for the first time in this year. Yes or no? How much? Do you have any short-term gain of this year? So this year's short-term gain also it can be adjusted. This year's long-term gain also it can be adjusted. But don't adjust it against this year's long-term gain first. Because long-term will be used to set off long-term loss first. Yes or no? And can you set off this entire 37,000 against this year's short-term gain? Yes. So how much is the short-term gain remaining? 1 lakh remaining this year. Any gain remaining? Sorry, any long-term gain remaining? No. So what will be the total income? That's it. Understood? Very difficult questions, no? Very difficult. Illustration number 4. Mr. D has following incomes for the previous year 25-26. Income from activity of owning and maintaining resource. Income from textile business. Brought forward, meaning earlier years business loss. Relating to which assessment year? Meaning last previous year. Last previous year, there was a loss. That loss was carried forward in this year, first year. Yes or no? But in this year, it will be set off only against business loss after carry forward. In this year, it will be set off only against business income of this year, against no other income. Do you have any business income in this year? Yes. Against that 85,000, you can set off this 50,000. So how much loss, how much gain will remain? How much income will remain? Yes or no? Now, do you have brought forward loss from activity of owning and maintaining resources? Yes. So this will be set off against this year's income of activity of owning and maintaining resource. Because any loss from an activity of owning and maintaining resource after its carry forward will be set off against income of activity of owning and maintaining resource in the future. So loss of any earlier year, activity of owning and maintaining resource, loss of any earlier year brought forward in this year. So this year it will be set off against income of that same type of activity, no? So do you have that income? Yes. How much? Against that, the loss will be adjusted. So this income will be nil and loss will still remain. How much loss will remain? Now this 21,000 loss cannot be adjusted against any income of this year, any other income of this year. Can it be carried forward to next year? Why? Because the loss relates to assessment year 23-24. Be very careful, huh? Assessment year 23-24 means which previous year? So loss was for 22-23. First year carry forward, previous year 23-24. Second year 24-25. And this is the third year in which the loss was carried forward. And after carry forward, it was set off in this year. How much loss is still remaining? Next year, meaning in the fourth year, can that loss go? It can be carried forward for 4 years. Third year carried forward and some loss is set off. So the remaining loss can be carried forward for the fourth year. Yes or no? So this will be carried forward. So how much is the taxable income for this year? Total income for this year? Only 35,000. Done, sir? Very good. Next one. Mr. E has his details for the assessment year 26-27. Income from salary given. Income from speculation business is given. Loss from non-speculation business is given. Loss from normal business. Yes or no? Short-term capital gain is there and long-term capital loss. Assessment year? Meaning which previous year? Previous year 23-24. 23-24. Previous year 23-24 will be carried forward in previous year 24-25 and previous year 25. Second year the long term loss is carried forward. But in this year it will be set off only against. Do you have any long term gain in this year? So can it be carried forward for the third year? Directly carry forward. This loss cannot be set off in this year because this year you don't have any long term gain. Okay. Winnings from lotteries. Against winnings you cannot set off any loss. So now can you set off your non-speculation loss, normal business loss against speculation business income? Yes. So set off this 40,000 against 60,000. How much will remain? Done, sir. So now tell me, salary income 1,50,000. Salary income. Do you have any house property income? Nil. Do you have any PGBP income? Yes. You have PGBP income of 20,000, no? Hello, sir. Do you have capital gain income? Yes. You have capital gain income of 80,000. Do you have any IFRS income? Yes. You have 20,000 IFRS income. Done, sir. Total 2 lakh. This will be your total income. And how many losses are carried forward? Only one. Which loss? Long-term capital loss. That will be carried forward for the next year, third year. Okay, no? No other loss of this year is getting carried forward. So what is your final income? Now, in that question, write down what they have given. Compute total income. And also compute tax liability. Assuming that assessee is following 115 BSc and this Mr. E is a resident. Calculate the tax liability. Come on. Calculate, no? No tax. Sure. 100%. Oh, too much. How many of you saying no tax? How many of you saying no tax? This is for you only. Tax will be there. If no tax would have been there, no, I would not have given you to calculate. Apply some mind and try to remember. Calculate. Tax is there. You cannot say that tax is not there. Tax is there. That you have to calculate. Nil tax is wrong answer. Tax is there. In your total income, can you see salary income is there? Can you see business income is there? Can you see short-term capital gain? Can you see winnings income is there? Sir, by the way, this short-term capital gain is not 111A because this short-term capital gain is not on transfer of listed equity shares through recognized stock exchange, STT paid short-term gain. No. So this is your normal short-term. Taxable at what rate? Normal rates. Normal rate, normal rate, normal rate, normal rate, special rate. So you'll have to divide your total income into normal income and special income. And then you are supposed to calculate the tax. How can you bloody directly tell me? That is the reason why I wrote here following 115 BSc. You see the 4 lakh within the basic exemption limit, no tax. I would have given you not following 115 BSc. Then you would, yes sir, tax. Then you would have definitely calculated on 20,000. But sir, rebate is available. Rebate is also not available. So I will calculate by following both the methods. 115 BSc also and no 115 BSc. By this time you should know what is to be done here. Tell me, what is your total income? Total income is, in your total income any special income is there? How much? Winnings, no? Do you have any other income? Balance total income. Balance total income. How much? What is your basic exemption limit? 4 lakhs. Because if you are following 115 BSE, basic exemption limit is, do you have some unexhausted basic exemption limit? And if you are a resident individual or resident HUF, you can adjust your unexhausted basic exemption limit against your LTCG 112, LTCG 112A and STCG 111A. But it cannot be adjusted against winnings income. So no adjustment of unexhausted basic exemption limit against winnings income is allowed. On that entire winnings you will have to calculate the tax. Yes or no? And on this income, how much tax will come? Tax here will be nil. Tax at what rate? 115 BSE rates. Tax here will be nil. Because your entire total income 2,50,000 is within the limit of basic exemption. You have 1,50,000 unexhausted basic exemption limit cannot be adjusted against what? Winnings. Hence the same is ignored. You have to ignore this. Okay. And on this entire winning, you have to calculate at what rate? Calculate 6,000 tax. Yes or no? What is the total tax? 6,000 total tax. This is a tax on total income. Now, if your total income is within the limit of 12 lakhs, you get the rebate also. How much is your total income? Is it within 12 lakhs? Will you get rebate? All taxes you can claim as rebate, but not the taxes on special incomes. So in your 6,000, how much is the tax on your special income? Full 6,000. Cannot be claimed as rebate. Full 6,000 you have to pay. Even if your total income is, see, if in your tax liability, tax on special income was 4,000, you should have reduced that 4,000. That entire 4,000 you have to pay. But how much balance is remaining? 2,000. That you could have taken as rebate. But in your entire tax liability, sir, in your entire tax liability, all the tax liability is a special income. Can you claim it as a rebate? No. So even if your total income is less than what? 12 lakhs, still you cannot claim as rebate. So what is the tax available for rebate? Nil. Because entire tax is what? Special tax. So first, what are you going to do for rebate? You take your total tax. Out of that you reduce tax on special incomes, because tax on special income cannot be taken as rebate. The balance tax which will remain will be allowed as a rebate subject to maximum 60,000. Yes or no? Whichever is lower. So nil or 60,000, whichever is lower. So no rebate you are going to get. Getting my point? If rebate is not available, then how much is the tax? So that is tax after rebate. On that you are supposed to apply 4% cess, 240. Yes or no? So 6,240 will be your tax liability. People were saying that there is no tax. That much water was not sufficient. I'll bring full bucket for you now. Now the same question you have to solve, assuming that assessee does not follow 115 BSE. So now what are you going to do? Same things. Here what will come? Tell me. 2,70,000 is same. Winnings income taxable at 30%. 6,000 is there. Balance total income 2,50,000. Here the basic exemption limit will be 2,50,000. 250, 250. Unexhausted basic exemption limit not there. Here the tax will be at normal rates, which will be nil. Yes or no? And this will be 6,000. Rebate will be 6,000 minus 6,000, because the tax on special income cannot be taken as rebate. So out of your total tax, eliminate the tax on special income. That you cannot claim as rebate. Hello, sir. So how much is the rebate available? This or 12,500, whichever is lower, nil. So 6,000 plus 4%. There also the tax will be 6240. But the changes will happen. One change will come here. Unexhausted basic exemption limit will not be there. Tax will be nil as per normal rates. Yes or no? This 6,000 will be same. Rebate 6 minus 6 or 12,500. This will be nil. 6,000 plus 4%. This will be same. Done, sir. So in many questions now I am going to do this with you. Wherever I would want, I would tell you to calculate the tax. And that time you will understand that there is some catch in the tax liability calculation. That is why sir has given. Don't open your mouth, nail like this. Think and then say. All the questions done? Hello? Now come to TYK. Test your knowledge. Now all the questions in test your knowledge are very good questions. Approximately 8 to 10 questions are there. 12 questions. Ayyo. 12 questions. So what we'll do? We'll go in reverse order. Which order? No. Don't go in reverse order. Go in the normal order only. Okay, otherwise we'll find it a little bit difficult. Come on. Compute the GTI. Compute the GTI of Mr. F from the information given below. Okay, these informations are given. Based on this information, you are supposed to calculate the GTI. But while calculating GTI, headwise things are to be done. First, if any loss is there in the head, adjust that loss within the head, calculate the income of the head. Headwise calculation you will do. First finish salary head, then finish house property, then finish PGBP, then finish capital. One by one you finish the heads. Then whatever heads income will come. Sometimes the loss will also come of any head. Then do the total. You will get what? GTI. But first you have to adjust the loss within the head. Then head to head. And if some loss remains, then carry forward. So from this you are supposed to calculate the gross total income. Okay, start. Easy question, huh? Easy question. Start. Compute the gross total income of Mr. F. Okay. See, income from house property given. Income from business before providing for. So before you do anything, first priority, current year depreciation. Yes or no? Short-term capital gain on sale of. So this is a short-term capital gain under which section? 111, or normal short-term gain? Okay. Next one. Long-term capital loss from sale of property brought forward from assessment year. So last year long-term loss brought forward in this year. Will be set off in this year against any income or only long-term gain? Do you have long-term gain in this year? So this will be, this directly you will carry forward. Okay. Income from tea business. Income from, do you remember, growing and manufacturing of tea, 40%, 60%. So if nothing is mentioned, we can assume that this tea business is growing and manufacturing tea. Assumption, huh? Assumption. Then accordingly, out of 1,20,000, 60% is agricultural income, fully exempt, and balance 40% is PGBP income. Yes or no? So we are taking that assumption that this is the final calculated profit of the business of growing and manufacturing tea. So as per rule 8, we are doing a split of 60-40. Yes or no? So out of that, 60% will be your agricultural income and 40% is your PGBP. So 40% is 48,000 and 60% is, this will be exempt under 10(1) and this will be your PGBP income. Done, no? Dividend from Indian company. This will be your IFOS. Sir, the companies are carrying on agricultural. So that does not mean that out of that agricultural income, if the company is giving you dividend, then the dividend will also be your agri. No, nothing like that. Company is doing agricultural activities. Company's income is agriculture income, exempt for company. Yes or no? But out of that income, if the company will give you dividend, that dividend you cannot say that dividend is coming out of agriculture income. So that dividend should also be my agriculture. No. Dividend is your IFRS income. Yes or no? Next one. Current year depreciation. So tell me, out of 135, if you reduce 26, how much will remain here? 1,09,000. This is your current year profit. Brought forward business loss incurred 6 years. Meaning, this is the 7th year in which the loss is coming. So in this year, this loss will be set off only against business income. Do you have business income? Yes. You have business income of 1,09,000 also, and you have business income of 48,000. Add both of them. 1,57,000. Out of that, can you set off your 45,000? Yes or no? So this 45,000 will go, and how much business income will remain? So in your business head, you had how much? 1,35,000. You had 1,35,000. Out of that, you took the depreciation 26,000. So remaining income was 1,09,000. Yes or no? And in that you have added 40% of 1,20,000. That is 48,000. Done, sir? So that was 1,57,000. And out of that 1,57,000 you are taking the set off of brought forward business loss, 45,000. How much? 1,12,000 is your PGBP income for this year. Okay. So this is done, and this is also done, and this is also done. Yes, sir? Yes, sir. So do you have income from salary? No income from salary. Do you have house property? So tell me, how much is your income from salary? Nil. How much your income from house property? Income from house property is 1,25,000, no? 1,25,000. PGBP you got? Just now you got PGBP, everyone. Then after PGBP, capital gain is also there, no? How much is your capital gain? Tell me. Capital gain is only short-term capital gain, 56,000. So, CG, capital gain, is equal to 56,000. Do you have IFRS? IFRS la dividend. How much? 80,000. Any other head of income? Any other loss? No loss. So this year's agriculture income 72,000 will be exempt. Yes or no? 90,000 loss will be carried forward. Done, no? These two things are there. So 72,000 will be agriculture income, fully exempt, and that 90,000 will be carried forward. So how much is your total now? 3 lakh. That is your gross total income. Go and check the final answer. Correct. Their answer is correct, no? See, 3,73,000. Done, sir. Presentation exactly same you are going to do. We have also done the same exact presentation, but we have done in rough. Done, sir. Mark that question important, huh? That question can come for 5 marks. Where did you get stuck? Tea business. Then? You got it? Everyone sure, no? Very good. Come to question number 2. 2 is also a good question. Mr. Suhan submits the following details of his income for the assessment year 26-27. Income from salary is given. Loss from let out property is given. So loss from let out property can be set off from salary, no? But wait. Calculate the gross total income and losses to be. So this time, if you will just calculate your gross total income, that will not be sufficient. You will have to separately show in a table that which losses are to be carried forward. Separately you are supposed to show that. Yes or no? Assuming that the exercise is the option of shifting out of default tax regime. Meaning 115 BSE not followed. If you don't follow 115 BSE, can you set off your house property loss against your salary income? So set off this 40,000 against your salary income. How much salary will remain? 2,60,000 will be your final salary income. Understanding? Now income from sugar business. Sir, sugar business is what? Specified business. Or warehousing of sugar is a specified business. Are you in the warehousing of sugar business? Or only sugar business? Till the time they are not telling you that it is a warehousing of sugar, it is not a specified, it is a normal business. So normal business 50,000 income is there. Loss from iron ore business of previous year 2021. Discontinued in 21-22. So now that business in 25-26 is no more in existence. Can you still carry forward the loss of that business in this year? Yes. It is not required that the business should be in existence in the year in which you are carrying forward the loss and you want to set off, because loss of the business will be carried forward in the subsequent year and it will be set off against business income of any business, not the same business. Yes or no? So that loss can be carried forward in this year. Loss of which year? 2021. Carried forward the first time in which year? 21-22, 22-23, 23-24, 24-25, 25. This is the 5th year in which the loss is carried forward. In this year, the loss will be set off against which income? Only the business income of this year. Do you have any business income? Against that, this loss can be set off. So how much loss? 1,20,000 will be set off against 50. Still 70,000 loss will remain. Can that 70,000 be carried forward for the next year, 6th year? So it will be carried forward. Since you don't have any other business income, it will not be set off in this year. It will be carried forward in the 6th year, next year. Yes or no? Short-term capital loss can be set off against long-term capital gains. Set off. So still 20,000 short-term capital loss will remain. This will be carried forward for the next year, first year. Yes or no? Dividend will be taxable as IFRS income. Lottery winnings, IFRS income. Winning from card games, IFRS income. Agriculture income will be fully exempt under section 10(1). Short-term capital loss. Sir, short-term capital loss still remaining. How much? Now, is there any short-term gain or long-term gain? No. So, this will also be carried forward. Done, sir? Bank interest on FD. This will be your IFRS. So, sir, salary head is how much? 260. House property head is nil. PGBP head also became nil. Sir, capital gain head nil. Because in the capital gain, only one gain was there that was fully utilized to set off your short-term capital loss. Yes or no? Now, two short-term capital losses are remaining that will be carried forward. Do you have IFRS income? 5,000 plus 50,000 plus 6,000 plus 5,000. 60. Done, sir. Calculate. 3 lakh. 20. This is your GTI. That is what they were telling, no? Hello? Or they are telling you to calculate total income. GTI. Now from this GTI, any chapter 6 deduction? No. So your total income will be 3,26,000. Yes or no? And which losses you will carry forward? 70,000 business loss. Hello, hello. This iron ore business loss of 70,000. Then short-term capital loss of 20,000. And this short-term capital loss of 10,000 will be carried forward. And this agriculture income will not be taxable. Done, sir? Will you remember? Check the final answer. Total 3,26,000. Are you getting that 3,26,000 or not? 3,26,000. And 3 losses. 70,000, 30,000. This 20 plus 10, 30. Right now? Easy, difficult? Easy. This type of questions they ask for 5 marks, 6 marks. Next question, come on. Mr. Batra furnishes the following details for the year ended 31st March 2026. Short-term capital gain 1,40,000. Loss from speculative business can be set off only against. Do you have any speculative business income? Please check. So will it be set off? So it will be directly carried forward. Long-term capital gain and long-term capital loss. So this loss will be set off against long-term gain. So how much loss will still remain? Any other long-term gain? Any other long-term gain? No. So this will be directly carry forward. Yes or no? Okay. Income from textile business after allowing current year depreciation. So no problem. Income from activity of owning and maintaining resource. Income from salary and loss from house property. Can you set off your house property loss from salary income? Set off. Salary will be 60,000. So first of all tell me, they are saying that loss from an activity of owning and maintaining resource pertaining to assessment year. Convert. Which previous year? 22-23. Carried forward for the first year in previous year 23-24, previous year 24-25, previous year 25-26. Third year this loss will be carried forward. Do you have any income from loss activity of owning and maintaining resource? Yes. This 15,000 will go because against that 25,000 will be set off. Now still 10,000 loss will remain. Will it be carried forward for the next year? Fourth year. And this cannot be set off against any other income of this year. So it will be directly carried forward. Brought forward loss from business of textile. How much? 60,000. Loss pertaining to assessment year. Meaning previous year 17-18. Previous year 17-18 loss. Previous year 18-19, 19-20, 20-21, 21-22, 22-23, 23-24, 24-25 and this is the last year, 8th year. Can this loss be carried forward? So this will be set off only against business income of this year. Do you have any business income? How much business income? 50,000. Against that 50,000, the 60,000 loss will be set off. And how much loss will still remain? Now, if you will say that this loss is carried forward, you are gone. This cannot be carried forward to the 9th year. This was the last year in which the loss could be carried forward and set off. Now, this 10,000 remaining will lapse. Understanding? So, this is a new point here. Huh? Please be careful in this. Compute what? Gross total income. Assuming that he has exercised the option of shifting out. That is the reason why we have adjusted the house property loss against the salary. If they will say that not shifting out, then house property loss will not be set off and it will not be allowed for carry forward also. Yes or no? Then also determine the losses eligible for carry forward. So first you calculate GTI and then you determine the losses for eligible for carry forward. Tell me, how much is your salary? Final. How much is your house property? Nil. There was one loss which you have already set off. How much is your PGBP? 50,000 was there, but that entire PGBP is gone to set off the brought forward losses. So your PGBP income is also nil. How much is your capital gain? One capital gain was there and that entire capital gain is gone. Yes or no? Long-term gain. And now you have only short-term gain of rupees 1,40,000. Do you have 1,40,000? That is the only gain. Done, sir. And this gain is taxable at normal rates because this is a normal short-term capital gain. Okay, no? Do you have IFRS income? One IFRS income was there, but that entire IFRS income is gone to set off brought forward loss. So IFRS head is also nil. So what is the total now? Everyone got this 2 lakh. This is GTI minus chapter 6 head deduction nil. So you are going to get 2 lakh rupees of total income. Okay, no? Now which losses are eligible for carry forward? Come on, tell me. Number 1, this 60,000. Number 2, this 70,000. 60,000 loss of speculative business. Then long-term capital loss. Then any other loss? Yes. Loss from an activity of owning and maintaining resources. 10,000. And color, yellow color. Brought forward loss from business of textile amounting to 10,000 will not be allowed as a carry forward because this was the last year. So out of 4, 3 losses will be carried forward and 1 loss will lapse. So a separate table you will make. This loss amount this much carried forward under this section. This loss amount this much carried forward under this section. This loss amounting to this much carried forward under this section. And this loss amounting to this much is not carried forward because this was the last year in which the loss was allowed as a set off. 8th year, it cannot be carried forward for 9th year. It will lapse. Will you be able to do it? Check the final answer. Do it fast. Final answer, 2 lakh rupees. Did you get 2 lakh rupees? See, 2 lakh rupees. We also got that. And 1, 2 and 3. 3 losses are carried forward. Done, no, sir? Come to question number 4. Now see, question number 4. They are saying that Mr. A furnishes you the following information for the year ended 31st March 2026. Now, income from plying of vehicles computed as per what? Computed as per books means normal provisions. So, business of plying of vehicles, meaning your transport business is there. Running the goods carriages, plying, hiring, leasing of goods carriages. That is your business. And from that business, by applying normal provisions, what was your income? 3,25,000. Now, how many goods carriages he is owning? Meaning less than or equal to 10. He can follow 44A also. And if he would have followed 44A, he should have shown a minimum income per month, per vehicle, per month of ownership or even the part of the month ownership, minimum amount as income per vehicle he has to show. How much? 7,500. Per month of ownership, part month of ownership. Yes or no? And for each vehicle. So how many vehicles are owned? Number of months ownership, they have told you? No. So we'll assume that own for full year. So for 12 months, 7,500 for one vehicle. How many such vehicles? So minimum. So if you follow this normal, then it is 3,20,000. But if you follow 44A, then minimum how much you have to show? So this is as per 44A. Yes or no? As per 44A. If you show the income of this transport business, then it is 4,50,000. Color, pink color. Okay, no? So the same transport business, the income as per normal provisions is 3,20,000. But if you follow 44A, you will have to show minimum how much? 4,50,000. Done, sir? Done, sir? Now next one. Next income. Income from retail trade of what? Retail trade of? This was plying of vehicles and this is retail trade of garments. This is the second business. Now this business, can I say, assessee is an individual, resident, doing any business other than specified profession, other than transport business, other than commission, brokerage and agency business, any other business, if the turnover of that business is up to 2 crores, then for that business also he can follow 44 AD, presumptive income. So whatever turnover is there, for that turnover he can show 8% or more, and the turnover which he has received in prescribed modes, for that turnover he can show 6% also. Yes or no? That much minimum income he has to show under section 44 AD. Do you remember that? So if the income of this business is computed as per books, meaning as per normal provisions, then the income is, but for this business if 44 AD is followed, 44 AD is followed, then how much income he has to show? Minimum 8%. 8% of the turnover. Yes or no? Now see, Mr. A had declared income. Had declared. Had means this year or past. He had declared income on presumptive basis under section for the in assessment year. Assessment year, make it 25-26. Printing error. Had means in the past. In the last year, meaning assessment year 25-26, meaning previous year 24-25. Last year he had shown 44 AD. So this year, if the turnover is below 2 crore, then for this year also he has to show how much? Minimum 8%. Yes or no? So tell me, is this year's turnover within the limit? Yes. So this year also he will have to show minimum 8%. But if he want, he can show lower profits also. Yes or no? But he will have to maintain the books, he will have to get them audited. Yes or no? Provided this year's total income is more than basic exemption limit. So can he follow 44 AD in this year? Yes, he has to, because last year he has followed. So for next 5 years he has to follow, including this year. This is the first year. So next 5 years, out of next 5 years, this is the first year. In this year, he has to follow 44 AD. Because his turnover is within the limit of 2 crores. So 8% of this turnover minimum he has to show. But if this year's normally calculated income 7,50,000 is less than 44 AD income, presumptive income, then he can very well show the lower profits also. Yes or no? Provided this year he maintains books of this business, get them audited if this year's total income is more than basic exemption limit. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Okay, now Assume that 10% of the turnover during 25-26 was received in cash and balance through account pay check. And all the payments in respect of expenditure were also made through account pay check or debit card. So tell me, how much is your turnover? Out of this, how much is received in cash? 10%. 13 lakh 57,000. Balance 90% in prescribed modes. Yes or no? How much is balance? 1 crore 13,000. So the turnover which you have received in this year in cash, for that turnover you cannot show 6%. For that turnover you have to show 8%. How much is the 8% of this amount? 1,08,000. And the turnover which you have received by prescribed modes, for that turnover you can show how much? 6%. 32,000. So if you show the income under 44 AD, so you have to show this plus this. Total is 8,41,000. Understanding or not? Now see, he has brought forward depreciation. He has, relating to the assessment year 25-26, brought forward depreciation of 1 lakh. Brought forward depreciation of earlier year can be set off in this year against business income or any other income except salary. Yes or no? So can you have brought forward unabsorbed depreciation? Can it be set off against your business income? But only the business income which you have calculated as per normal provisions. Not against the business income which you calculate as per presumptive provision. Because presumptive provision, whenever you will show the income, the deduction under section 32, 38 are deemed to have been allowed, will not be separately allowed. Unabsorbed depreciation is allowed as per which section? So, range of 32, 37, 1. All the deductions under 32, 37, 1 are claimed, including this. Will not be separately allowed. So if you calculate your PGBP income as per normal provision, then you can set off this unabsorbed depreciation. But if you calculate your presumptive income, then from that presumptive income you cannot take the set off of this unabsorbed depreciation, because this is allowed under section 32. And all the deduction from 32, 38 are assumed that you have claimed and we have allowed. So if we have assumed that it is claimed and allowed, then why do we allow this separately from your presumptive income? This unabsorbed depreciation will not be allowed. So now they are telling, compute what? With reasons for your assuming that he exercises the option of shifting out. Now they have given you all the details, but they are telling you to compute the taxable income. With reasons that why you have calculated taxable income like this, total income like this. So what we are going to do, under normal provisions and under, I'll write normal and presumptive like this only. If you will follow normal provisions and if you follow presumptive provisions, yes or no? Income from business of plying what? Goods, carriages. Tell me how much? 3 lakh 20,000 under the normal provisions. Yes or no? This is given. And under the presumptive provision it was 4,50,000, no? 4,50,000, no? How did you calculate? It was given? No. 7,500 into 12 into 5 vehicles. Done, sir? Now income from retail trade of garments, no? Retail trade business. As per normal provisions it is 7,50,000. Yes or no? This is given. But as per presumptive provisions it is 8,41,430. 8,41,430, no? And how did you calculate that 8,41,430, guys? How did you calculate that? For this calculation you are going to show 1,37,50,000 into 10% into 8%. 340. 41,340, no? Okay. Into 8% and plus 137,50,000 into 90% into 6%. This you have done, no? That you are showing here. Now tell me, both the incomes you are having. Both the incomes you are having. How much is total? This will be 10,70,000 and this will be how much? 12,91,340. Everyone got this? Now out of this, less what? Adjustment of brought forward unabsorbed depreciation. That you do under section 32. What will I say? Not allowed. Not allowed from your presumptive income. But can it be allowed from your normal income? Yes. How much was your unabsorbed depreciation? 1 lakh. 1 lakh was there, no? So what is the total? And why it is not allowed from presumptive income? I have already told you. Because when you calculate your presumptive income, you assume that all the deduction from 32, 37, 1 are allowed. So why are you separately claiming the brought forward unabsorbed depreciation? That is allowed as per section 32. And no deduction from 32, 37, 1 we are going to separately allow, including this unabsorbed depreciation, because it is getting covered by section 32. Between 32, 37, 1. Yes or no? Hello? Hello? Tell me how much? 9,70,000 and it will be 12 lakh. 12 lakh 91,340. So if you follow normal provisions, you will have to pay tax on this amount. And if you follow presumptive provision, you have to pay tax on this amount. So what will be your tax liability, guys? Can you calculate your tax liability? Can you calculate your tax liability? Definitely the tax liability will be lower on 9,70,000. On first 2,50,000, it will be nil, since the assessee is not following 115 BSE. Yes or no? And 12,500. And on 4,70,000, calculate 20%. How much? 94,000 plus 12,500 plus 4% says. Tell me how much? 1,10,760. Everyone got this? And how much will be here? Nil plus 12,500 plus 1 lakh and 30% down, 2,91,340. 87,402 and plus on that tax apply 4%. 2,07,898. So I will round it off to 900. Done, sir. Now according to you, which one is better? Which one is better? Tell me. Following the normal provisions. And you will give the reason that if you follow presumptive basis, your total income will be this much, your tax liability will be this much. So following normal provisions will be better because here the total income is this much, tax liability is this much. But additionally, the books of accounts for both the businesses should be maintained separately. They must be audited. That's it. How many marks you will get in the exam? 6 marks minimum for this type of question. Just imagine how easy the questions are. Hello. Will you remember? Should I move ahead? Check the solution. Go. Go and check the solution. Start question number 5. Start question number 5. Do it fast, huh? Solving question is fun, no? Rather than listening to me speaking full time. Huh? Shameless people you all are. Very easy question, huh? 1,53,000 or 63. Okay. We'll see. Aditya furnishes following details. Speculative business A has a loss. Can it be set off from 5,000? Because that 5,000 is a profit of speculative business. Still 20,000 will remain. Can it be set off against any other income? Any other speculative business income? No. So can it be set off against any other income? No. Directly carry forward. Specified business, directly carry forward. Because there is no specified business profits. Income from salary, okay. Loss from let out property, 2,50,000. Compute the total income. Show the items eligible for carry forward, assuming that exercises the option of shifting out. Hence, this 2,50,000 can be set off? No. Out of this, 50,000 will be carried forward and only 2 lakh can be set off. Yes or no? So how much will remain? 1 lakh salary will remain. Done, sir? And income from trading business 45,000. Long-term capital gain on sale of urban land. Long-term capital loss. How much? 75,000. Can be set off from long-term capital gain. So it will be 1,25,000. Done, sir? Long-term capital loss of 1,02,000 is also there. That can also be set off. So now this will be how much? 23,000 long-term gain still remains. Yes or no? Now loss from an owning and maintaining racehorse pertaining to the assessment year 24-25. This year there is no such income. So this will be carried forward to the next year. And next year will be the third year. Because previous year 23-24, the loss will be carried forward for the first year. In previous year 24-25, this is the second year. 25-26, if the loss cannot be set off in this year, then it will be carried forward for the third year. Brought forward loss from trading business. How much? 5,000. Do you have any PGBP income this year? How much? 45,000. Against that, this 5,000 will be set off. Okay, no? So this will remain 40,000. So how much salary income, tell me? 1 lakh. How much house property income? How much PGBP income remaining? 40,000. How much capital gain? 23,000. How much IFOS? Nil. Sure, no? So what is the GTI? Everyone got this, no? Chapter 6 and deductions? Nil. So your total income will be? And losses which are carried forward. Losses which are carried forward. Color, pink color. This loss will be carried forward. Loss from speculative business A. Okay. Then loss from specified business. This 20,000 will also be carried forward. Loss from let out property. How much? 50,000. And one more loss. Loss from an activity of owning and maintaining racehorse. This 2,000 will also be carried forward. Any other loss for carry forward? All the losses are carried forward, no? Done? Check the answer. Checked? Perfect? 8-mark question. Exam question. Will you be happy to see such type of questions in the exam? But don't be too much happy. Okay. Mr. Garg, a resident individual, furnishes the following particulars of his income and other details. Income from salary 15,000. Income from business 66,000. Long-term capital gain 10,800. Loss on maintenance of horse races. Do you have any such income in this year? No. So directly this loss will be carried forward. Yes or no? Loss from gambling. IGNORE. This is a dead loss. No set off, no carry forward. Now other details of unabsorbed depreciation and brought forward losses. Unabsorbed depreciation 11,000 can be set off in this year. Earlier years unabsorbed depreciation after carry forward can be set off against any income of this year except salary. Then loss from speculative business, this year carried forward, can be set off against this year's speculative business income only. Do you have any speculative business income? So this will also be carried forward to next year. Short-term capital loss brought forward in this year can be set off against short-term gain also, and can be set off against long-term gain also. Do you have any short-term gain? Short-term gain? No. But do you have any long-term gain? So this 9,800 will be set off against long-term gain of this year. So this year's long-term gain remaining will be 1,000. Yes or no? Compute what? Gross total income. So first of all, salary will be 15,000. House property will be? House property, nil. Then PGBP will be 66,000. Capital gain will be 1,000. Yes or no? IFOS will be? IFOS will be nil. Total. But wait, before that, do you have any unobserved depreciation? Now see, unobserved depreciation of 11,000 can be set off against any income. So it can be set off against your business income also, and it can be set off against your capital gain also. Given a chance, no, first set off against capital gains, because that is taxable at flat rate. So always try to reduce those incomes which are taxable at flat rates without any basic exemption limit. So what I will do? I will set off my unobserved depreciation of rupees 1,000 against long-term gain. Yes or no? And the balance 10,000 against business income. Yes or no? So my business income will be now how much? 56,000, and my capital gain will become nil. Understanding? So your total will now be 71,000. Sir, someone says that if I would have set off that entire 11,000 against business income, then your answer would have been same. But the set off is not beneficial for you, because you have still left that 1,000 long-term gain. On that, you have to pay flat rate of 12.5%. What if your status is non-resident? You cannot adjust the unexhausted basic exemption limit also. And then you will have to pay that tax. Hello. Even if you are having some unexhausted basic exemption limit, you will not be able to set off. So if the chance is there to reduce your incomes which are taxable at flat rates, if the loss can be adjusted against those income, no. So always prefer setting off your losses against those incomes first. Yes or no? Getting my point what I am trying to tell you? If you would have set off your entire 11,000 against business income, then also your answer would have been same only. Getting my point? 71,000. But now in your 71,000, 1,000 long-term gain is there on which you have to pay a flat rate of tax. Fortunately, you are a resident, you will be able to set off the unexhausted basic exemption limit. Hence, you will not be liable to pay tax on the long-term gain also. But what if your status was non-resident? Unexhausted basic exemption limit will not be set off, and you will have to pay tax on that 1,000. Then in that case, saving that 1,000 will be not fruitful for me. Understanding? So always try to eliminate the incomes which are taxable at flat rates. Try to set off the losses, if possible, against those incomes first. Understood? Sure, sir. Check the final answer. 71,000. Which losses will be carried forward? Come on, tell me. Loss from maintenance of horse races, and this loss from speculative business. These two losses will be set off, and this 11,000 will go. This 1,000 will also go. Here it will be 56,000. Done, no? That you have already considered here. Understanding? 7th question. Following are the details relating to Mr. Srivatsan. Mark this question important. Srivatsan, a resident Indian. First of all, the assessee is individual. He is a resident. Age is 57, not a senior citizen. Income from salary given, loss from house property. First of all, check. Compute what? Total income and show the items eligible for carry forward, assuming that he has exercised the option of. Now, if he can shift out, if he is shifting out, can he set off the loss of house property against salary? Adjust. How much salary remaining? 30,000. Yes or no? Now, against this salary, what losses can be set off? No loss, because loss of clothes business cannot be set off against salary income. But that loss of cloth business can be set off against income of speculation business. Speculation income will go and 2,40,000 will become 2,10,000. Understanding? Now see, you have loss from specified business. Do you have any specified business income? No. So this will be directly carried forward. Long-term capital gain from sale of urban land, and you have loss from card games. What are you going to do? Ignore. Dead loss. Yes or no? Income from betting. This is the winnings income taxable under the head IFS. Now first time 45,000 life insurance premium. So if you pay life insurance premium, for that life insurance premium, do you get deduction under section 80C? Yes or no? Okay. Now this entire question, how much salary do you have? 30,000. Do you have any house property income? Nil. What is your PGBP income? 2,10,000. No, nil. PGBP income is nil. And still 2,10,000 loss is remaining. Now 2,10,000 cannot be set off against salary, but 2,10,000 can be set off against long-term capital gain. It can be set off against IFOS also, but IFOS is having winnings income. Against winnings income, no loss can be set off. So can you set off this 2,10,000 against 2,50,000? Yes. So how much long-term gain will remain? 40,000. So your capital gain head is 40,000. And this 40,000 is long-term gain, taxable under section 112. Yes or no? Now, any IFOS income? Yes. 45,000 is IFOS income. That is your winnings income. So tell me, how much is the total? Can I say this is your gross total income? From this, can you take chapter 6A deduction? Yes or no? You take chapter 6A deduction. 80C is there, no? 80C can be taken from 1,15,000. Wrong. In your 1,15,000, LTCG is there. From that chapter 6A deduction is not allowed. In your 1,15,000, winnings income is also there. From that chapter 6A deduction is remove those incomes. How much remaining? And bloody, how can you take 45,000 deduction out of? Then your deduction has to be restricted to the available GTI. So first you are doing, what is this? GTI. Tell me, is it your GTI? From your GTI, if any special incomes are there, no, you have to remove those special incomes. You have to show those income fully in your total income, because from those income, chapter 6 deductions are not available. So what are you going to do? First you will remove your 40,000 LTCG, and then you will remove 45,000 of your winnings. So how much balance GTI is remaining? Tell me. Balance GTI is 30,000. From this balance GTI only you can take chapter 6A deduction. Chapter 6A deduction, ATC is how much? 45,000. And remember one thing, your deductions under chapter 6A cannot be more than your balance GTI. After taking chapter 6A deduction, your total income cannot be negative. After taking chapter 6A deduction, your total income can either be positive or it has to be nil. So if you will take 45,000 deduction out of your 30, your resulting total income will be nil, positive, or it will become negative. So after claiming chapter 6A, it cannot become negative. So you will have to restrict your chapter 6A deduction to the extent of balance GTI. So this or whichever is lower. So how much deduction you can take? So how much will be your total income? Nil? No. In your total income you will have to show your LTCG, and you will also have to show your winnings income. So how much is your total income now? Go and check your total income. Go and check your total income. And if you would not have done like this, no, you would have directly taken 45,000, then your total income would have been only 70,000, which would have been wrong answer. Did you get 85? So, they can catch you like this in small points. Getting my point? And this was your exam question. 8-mark question. Just for 8 marks they ask you this type of questions. Just imagine. Now, wait. Guys, can you calculate the tax liability? Nil, say nil. Say no, please. On 85,000, will you calculate your tax? So, wait, out of 85, tell me, how much is your winnings? Out of 85, how much is your winnings? 45,000. Guys, please pay attention here. Important thing I am doing. For this, you are going to get 80C. And out of 85,000, how much is your LTCG? LTCG is 40,000. Okay, no? How much is your balance total income? Balance total income is nil. Sir, are you following 115 BSc? Not following 115 BSc. So can I say your basic exemption limit is how much? 2,50,000. Are you earning any normal income? No. So can I say your entire 2,50,000 is unexhausted? Unexhausted basic exemption limit is how much? Now this cannot be adjusted from your winnings, but it can be adjusted from LTCG only. So do you have LTCG? From that LTCG, can you adjust? But full not required to be adjusted, only 40,000 will be sufficient. Yes or no? Because your LTCG is only 40,000. So out of LTCG 40,000, will you reduce 40,000? What is that 40,000? Unexhausted basic exemption limit. So how much is taxable now? Nil. Nil taxable at what rate? 12.5%. So your tax on LTCG will become nil. Yes or no? And on this balance income also your tax will be nil. But you have to pay tax only on winnings at the rate of 30%. That will be how much? 13,500. Getting my point? Hello sir. So how much is the total tax now? 13,500. Understood or not, guys? Now 13,500. What is the amount of your total income? 85,000. Is it below the limit of 5 lakhs? You can claim rebate also because you are resident. But rebate is available for all taxes except tax on special incomes. So first of all tell me, from this, will you get rebate? Less rebate. You are eligible to get rebate. But how much rebate you are going to get? Tell me. I will shift this side. Okay. This unexhausted basic exemption limit can be adjusted from LTCG, and from this I will take what? Rebate. Less rebate. Because I am eligible to get that rebate, guys. So I will take 87A. But how much rebate I can take? Out of my tax, whatever tax which was there on my special incomes. So out of my total tax, how much tax was there on my special incomes? Winnings, LTCG and all. Full 13,500. So out of my total tax, the tax which is on special incomes, I cannot take, but the balance tax I can take. And balance is nil only. Hello? Or 12,500, whichever is lower. So tell me, how much rebate? Nil. So how much is the tax payable? 13,500 plus 4%. 14,040. You have done the same calculation once more earlier. Yes or no? But wait, there is a catch. What catch? If anyone can give me the answer for this, one Cadbury silk from my side. In both the questions, I have deliberately not done this. This is your gross tax liability. Don't you think out of the gross tax liability you will reduce TDS, TCS, advance tax, yes or no? Relief, AMT credit, yes or no? Is there any TDS in this year? Absolutely yes. Because see, the winnings amount is 45,000, more than 10,000 on winnings, definitely 30% TDS would have been deducted. So if you are calculating your final tax liability, and in that final tax liability, if you are not taking the credit of that TDS, meaning that your answer is incomplete. So in this question also, and in the earlier question also, in both the questions, you will not stop here. One more step, minus TDS. TDS on winnings. Because in this question also the winnings is more than 10,000, and in the last question also the winnings was more than 10,000. On that 30% TDS would have been deducted. So what is 30% of 45,000? 13,000. That was the TDS on winnings. Please be very careful in these things. Yes or no? This TDS on winnings was 13,500. How much? 500, and this will be your net tax liability. And in the earlier question, which was that question? Tell me. Illustration, no? Illustration number 5. Here also. Can you see 6240? Here, this is your gross tax liability minus TDS on what? Winnings. How much was your winnings? 20,000. On that, 30% would have been 6,000. So this would have been 240. Then your net tax liability is 240. Understood or not? And here your net tax is? Here your net tax is 540. Understood, sir? Everyone getting it or not? Perfect. Come to question number 8. Mark this question also important. Exam question. And this question was there for 10 marks. 10 marks, 10 marks they are asking you these type of questions. Should I start? Mr. Rajat submits the following information for the financial year ending 31st March 2026. He decides to pay tax under the, be very careful, he decides to pay tax under the, okay. Now, he desires that you should compute the total income and also ascertain the amount of losses that can be carried forward. Two things are required, yes or no? Two houses, house 1 and house 2. House 2 loss can be set off against house 1 loss. So house 1 loss, house 1 income will be 42,000. This is the income under the head house property. Done. Now he has 3 businesses. 3 sole proprietary business. One is textile business, second one is chemical business, and third one is leather business. See, textile business he has discontinued in this year only. So current year there is a loss of 40,000. Now see, if business income is there for this year, and you have the option to set off current year business loss, and you have the option to set off the brought forward business loss, which will be the first preference? Current year business loss first. Current year other losses first. And then whatever profits remain, from that profits brought forward business loss. Yes or no? Understanding or not? So current year loss is there for one business. So before setting off the brought forward business losses, you have to set off current year business loss. Yes or no? Now textile business brought forward business loss for assessment year 21-22 was 95,000. So if you have any business income in this year, from that business income, first you will set off 40, and if the profit remains, then you will set off 90. Yes or no? 95. Getting my point? Now, chemical business is discontinued in 2022-23 only. So definitely if that business is not in this year, so this year there will be no profit, no loss of this business. Yes or no? Hence it is given nil. But this chemical business, which was discontinued earlier, some bad debts were there for that business, which was allowed earlier, and now that recovery of bad debt is happening in this year. So even if the business to which bad debt relates is no more in existence, the recovery of bad debts of that business will be still taxable under the head PGBP. So can I say this 35,000 will be your PGBP income? under section 41, subsection 4. Understanding? Next one. Oh my God, this chemical business is also having a loss, brought forward loss. So now you are having how many brought forward loss? 1 and 2 brought forward losses. Earlier year losses. Which is the oldest loss? 95,000 is oldest or 50,000 is the oldest? So which should be set off first? Because if you will not set off that, that is going to lapse soon. Yes or no? So first current year loss you are going to set off. Yes or no? Then brought forward losses. But brought forward losses are 2 losses, sir. Which loss? The oldest one first. And if some business profit remains, then set off the 50,000. Otherwise 50,000 will be carried forward. Understanding or not? Next one. Leather business is giving you a profit. Thank God. A business is giving you a profit. So this year your business profit is how much? Tell me. No. 35,000 is your PGBP income and 1 lakh is your leather business income. Yes or no? So what is the total business income? Now out of this 1,35,000, will you set off the old loss first or current year loss first? Current year loss first is 40,000. 40,000. Yes or no? How much remaining? 95,000. Out of this 95, first you set off the loss of textile business or loss of chemical business. And fortunately that loss is 95 only. See, understanding? So how much income is remaining? Now there is no business income remaining, sir. So can I say this 35 will go, this 1 lakh will also go, this 40 will also go, this 95 will also go, but this 50,000 is still remaining, sir. This 50,000 is still remaining. But this year, since there is no business income, this cannot be set off in this year now, because brought forward business loss can be set off only against business income, and no business income is remaining, sir. So what will happen with this? Carried forward. Excellent. Understood or not? Okay. Now, share of profit in a firm. Share of profit in a firm in which he is a partner. See, I have told you that if you are a partner in a firm, if you are receiving what? Remuneration, salary, interest, then that will be your PGBP income. Taxable under the head PGBP. But only to the extent it is allowed in the hands of partnership firm. The amount which was not allowed in the hands of partnership firm will not be treated as your business income. Yes or no? Do you remember this? Yes or no? Now partnership firm is earning profits. Partnership firm is earning and you are a partner. So will you get the share of that profit? So are you getting salary? Are you getting salary? Are you getting remuneration? Are you getting interest? Or you are getting share of profit? And by the way, share of profit is coming from partnership firm. Don't you think on the entire profits the firm has paid tax? And from that profit only the firm is giving you your share. Should it be considered as your income? If it is considered as your income, then that profit will be taxed for the second time. Once in the hands of partnership firm and second in your hands also. Hence, whenever you receive share of profit, what did I say? Whenever you receive share of profit in a firm, that is always fully exempt in the hands of partner under section 10(2)(a). Which section? So as per section 10(2)(a), this will be fully exempt. Will you remember, sir? Hello, sir, will you remember? Okay. Now PGBP head is done. Now no need to charge that 16,550 under the head PGBP, because that is your exempt income. Okay. If you would have received what? Salary, remuneration, interest from the partnership firm, then that would have been taxable as your PGBP income to the extent of amount allowed in the hands of firm. That would have been taken as your PGBP income, but you cannot take this income as your PGBP income because this is fully exempt. Will you remember this? Will you remember this? Okay. Now short-term capital gain is there and long-term capital loss. Directly carry forward, because long-term loss cannot be set off against short-term gain. And are you contributing to LIC towards premium? So life insurance premium you are paying. Can I say this will be allowed under 80C? So tell me, how much was your salary income? Income from salary is nil. How much is your house property income? 42,000. How much is your business income? Nil. Yes or no? So your salary income is nil. Your house property income is 42,000. Your business income is nil. Do you have any capital gain income? Do you have any capital gain income? How much? 60,000. Entire 60,000 is your short-term capital gain. Yes or no? Short-term capital gain. Do you have any IFRS income? No. So IFRS will be nil. So 5 heads. Color, green color. Nil plus 42 plus nil plus 60 plus nil. 1,02,000. This is your gross total income. Now tell me, in your gross total income, any special income you can see? No. In your gross total income, you will see house property income. In your gross total income, you are having a short-term capital gain, taxable at normal rate. So entire GTI is a normal GTI. And from this GTI, you can directly take chapter 6A deduction. How much? 10,000. So take the deduction of 10,000 under section 80C. How much is remaining? Guys, this 92,000 will be your total income. Go and check the final answer. Difficult question, no? 10 mark question in the exam. 10 marks question, huh? And I'm not exaggerating. Understanding? Will you be able to solve the questions like this? Hello? But if you have solved like this here, no? At least write down 2-3 questions on your own. Presentation. If you will not do the presentation, no, what will happen? Even if you know, you will not be able to present it properly in the exam. Solving is done. Getting the answer. But how to write that answer in the exam is also important, no? So see the presentation for 1 or 2 questions and then present all the questions on your own. Sorry? Oh, following 115 BSc. Then will he get this deduction? So this deduction will not be available. So this will be nil. So what will be the total income then? So my mistake, guys? My mistake. This will be 1,02,000. Because in the first line only they have given that assessee is following 115 BSc. And if he follows 115 BSc, chapter 6 deductions are not available. So you cannot take 80C. You cannot take 80C. Done, sir? Now see, which all losses can be carried forward from this year? Tell me. Only one loss. Brought forward business loss of chemical business. Yes or no? Will be carried forward. 50,000. Understood? And capital loss will also be carried forward, guys. This capital loss, long-term capital loss will also be carried forward. Amounting to rupees 35,000. Done, no, sir? Any other loss? No other loss, sir. Done. Come to question number 9. Miss Geeta, a resident individual, provides the following details of her income and losses for the year ended 31st March 2026. Salary received. Sir. Salary received as a partner from a partnership. Can I say this is her PGBP income? How much PGBP income she is having? Full 7,50,000 will be PGBP income. Yes, because full 7,50,000 was allowed in the hands of partnership firm. The same was allowed to the, if this 7,50,000 was allowed to the firm, then this 7,50,000 will be your PGBP income. But if I would have been your examiner, what I would have given? Out of which 50,000 was not allowed in the hands of firm. So how much is allowed in the hands of firm? So how much will be your PGBP income? Only 7 lakhs. Yes or no? But this time entire 750 which you are receiving was allowed in the hands of firm. So full amount was allowed in the hands of firm. Full amount you are going to take as your PGBP income. Yes or no? Next one. Loss on sale of shares. Listed in BSc. How much loss? 3 lakhs. The shares were held for how many months? And STT paid on sale and acquisition. See, this is STT paid gain. 112A. But this is not a gain, this is a loss. So loss is what? Long term. Why? Because the shares were held for 15 months. So can I say this is LTCL? Long term capital loss. Do you have any long term capital gain? How much? 5 lakhs. So from this 5 lakhs, can you set off this 3 lakhs? 3 lakh will go and how much will remain? 2 lakhs. Getting my point? And this 2 lakh is your long term capital gain under which section? 112A, no? Or 112? Taxable at what rate? 12.5%. Yes or no? And if nothing is mentioned, no need to calculate at 20%. Because if you want to calculate the tax at the rate of 20%, give us the details of this urban land. When it was purchased, at how much cost it was purchased, yes or no? Then we'll calculate the tax at the rate of 20% also. Understanding? And then we'll pay tax, whichever is more beneficial. We have done so many calculations like that. Understanding or not? So now 51,000 received in cash from friends in, oh wow, in party your friends are giving you 51,000. What is this? Gift. This is your IFRS income. Now my one question. Guys, from your gift income, can you set off your losses? For that you need to know, remember the exceptions. I told you that under the head IFOS, loss of any source can be set off against income of any other source, even if that income is gift income. The loss cannot be set off against winnings. Hello? But under the head IFOS, against gift, the loss can be set off because gift is your normal source of income. Yes or no? Hello? Will you remember? Any other loss of any other head can be set off against IFOS head, but not against winnings, against the entire income of IFOS, including gift. Understanding? So nowhere it is mentioned that the gifts, from gifts you cannot set off the losses. Restriction is only on winnings. Restriction is only on winnings. Yes or no? Now this is gift. 55,000 being dividend. So this is also your IFOS. This is also your IFOS. Dividend income. Yes or no? Now brought forward business loss of which year? Assessment year 24-25. This year it can be set off from which income? Any income, no? This is the business loss of this year or earlier year. After it's set off in this year, it will be set off against any income of this year or only business income. So do you have any business income in this year? Yes, first income. Was it your business income? Against that, can you set off this loss? So this loss will be set off against 750 gone. And how much loss still remains? This will be carried forward to the next year because now there is no business income against which it can be set off. Compute what? Gross total income and ascertain the amount of losses that can be carried forward. Come on, tell me. First one. Income from salary. Nil. Income from house property. Nil. Income from PGBP was there, but that also became nil. Yes or no? Capital gain. You have or you don't have? Yes. You still have capital gain of 2 lakh rupees. Yes or no? And that entire 2 lakh is your long-term capital gain under section 112. Yes or no? Next one. Dividend and gift. Total is 1,06,000. This is your IFOS income. Calculate. This is the gross total income which they have told you to calculate. Very difficult, no? And which are the losses which will be carried forward? Come on, tell me. This 5 lakhs will be carried forward. Any other loss can you see? No, because losses of this year are already getting settled in this year. Okay, no? So only one loss will be carried forward. Go and check the answer. Guys, fast. Done, sir. Come to question number 10. Mr. P a resident individual furnishes the following particulars of his income and other details. Income from salary and see net annual value of house property they have given. NAV. See how smart they are. They have not given you directly the house property income. They have just given you NAV. So out of this NAV, will you reduce 30%? So reduce 30%. So out of this NAV, you will calculate you will reduce 30%. So 70,000 will become how much? So this 49,000 is your income from house property. Income from salary, income from house property, income from business, income from speculative business, long-term capital gain, loss on maintenance of resources. Directly carry forward. Okay. So this will be carried forward. 9,000. Loss of gambling, color, pink color, will be ignored. Then depreciation allowable under the Income Tax Act comes to 8,000, for which no treatment is given above. So can I say in your income from business 80,000, first you will set off the depreciation 8,000. It will become 72,000. Done, sir. So this 8,000 will go. Other details of unabsorbed depreciation and brought forward losses. Unabsorbed depreciation. Will you adjust that unabsorbed depreciation first or last? Do you have loss from speculative business? This year, do you have any speculative income? How much? So against that 16,000 I will set off first. Yes or no? So this will fully go away and this 4,000 will still remain and this will be carried forward. Yes or no? So the second loss eligible for carry forward this year is loss of speculative business of last year will be carried forward in the next year. Last year, it will be carried forward in the third year. Okay, no? Short-term capital loss, 7,800. This year, do you have any short-term capital gain? No. But do you have any long-term capital gain? Against that, this can be adjusted. Yes or no? So do one thing, adjust this 7,800 against your 15,800. How much is remaining? Now tell me, this entire will be gone. Compute what? Gross total income and loss that cannot be can or, and the amount of loss that can or cannot be carried forward. Yes or no? So now tell me how much? Income from salary is 18,000. Unabsorbed depreciation, yes. Unabsorbed depreciation is also there, 9,000, no? So 9,000 you are going to adjust against salary? No. So salary will remain 18,000. Now see, that unabsorbed depreciation you can set off against house property income also, business income also, and long-term gain also. Given an option from where you would like to adjust first. Absolutely. Long-term capital gain. So reduce that. Long-term capital gain 8,000. Now how much still remains? 1,000. That 1,000 will be adjusted from any income. You can adjust from business income also. You can adjust from house property income also. Will not make any difference. Why? Because both are taxable at normal rates. So here this 49 against 49,000 or 72. Against 72 I will reduce. Then 72 will become 71. Understanding? So your house property income is 49,000. Business income is 71,000. Capital gain remaining or not remaining? Not remaining. Capital gain will become nil and IFRS income is nil. Sure? Do the total. 1,38,000. Everyone got this? Chapter 6 deduction nil and total income will be, please check the final answer guys. 1,38,000 correct? And which losses are eligible for carry forward? Only two losses. Loss from maintenance of horse races and loss from speculative business of last year, and loss of gambling will not be eligible for carry forward. It is a dead loss, ignored. Understood? Sure sir? Next question. Question number 11. Second last question. Okay. Mr. Prakash furnishes the information for the financial year 25-26. Loss from speculation business X and profit of speculation business Y. What will you do? Set off. So this will still remain 40,000. Any other speculation business income? No. So this will be carried forward. Now interest on borrowings in respect of self-occupied house property. This is interest on housing loan, 3,18,000. Income from let out property. Income from let out house property, 1,20,000. Understanding? Now presumptive income from trading and manufacturing business under section 44 AD. Salary from a company, interest on PPF deposit. Sir, interest on PPF deposit will be fully exempt under section 1011. Long-term capital gain on sale of vacant site. Short-term capital loss on sale of jewelry. Investment in tax saver deposit. Whenever you invest in tax saver deposit, for that you get deduction under section 80C. If you invest in tax saver deposits, you get deduction under 80C. You will come to know in 80C. Don't worry about this. Okay, no? Brought forward loss of business of the assessment year 2021 will be brought forward in this year and will be set off from business income. Do you have any business income this year? Do you have any business income in this year? Which business income you have? Presumptive business income. Against presumptive business income, can you set off your losses? Yes. The business loss can be set off against any business income, whether that business income is calculated on normal basis or presumptive basis will not make any difference. So this 1 lakh can be set off against presumptive business income of 1 lakh. Yes or no? So first of all, you compute your total income. Compute your total income and also show the losses eligible to be carried forward. Assume that he has opted out of default tax regime. First of all, tell me, interest on borrowings is 3,18,000. Hello, and this interest is for SOP. So this year SOP 3,18,000 interest is there. Interest is for SOP. SOP interest will not be allowed as a deduction if you follow 115 BSc. Are you following 115 BSc? Then SOP interest will be allowed, but that cannot be more than 2 lakhs. So SOP there will be a loss. SOP there will be a loss. Loss of how much? 2 lakhs. Getting my point? So this 3,18,000 will be ignored and you will take only 2 lakhs. Okay. And do you have let out house property? Against the income of the let out house property, can you set off your loss? So this 1,20,000 will go away and this 20 will become 80,000. So 80,000 loss of house property is still remaining. Can you set off this against your salary income? How much salary income you are having? Set off 4 lakh. Understanding? So now tell me, loss from speculation business you will directly carry forward. Okay, 40,000. Then this loss of 80,000 is fully adjusted against salary income. Okay, presumptive business income gone. Interest on PPF fully exempt. Salary already done. So long-term capital gain is there, short-term capital loss is there. Can you set off your short-term loss against long-term gain? Set off 65,000 against 1,25,000. 60,000 you are going to get. Understanding or not? And then nothing is there. See, how much is your salary? 4,45,000. How much is your house property? Nil. Entire house property head became nil. There was a loss of 2 lakh which was set off against 1,20,000. Entire house property income became nil. The loss of remaining 80,000 will be set off against salary income and then your salary became 4,45,000. Done, sir? PGBP income, it was 1 lakh but this also became nil. Why? Because brought forward business loss was set off against this business income. Yes or no? Then capital gain do you have? Yes. How much capital gain you have? 60,000 capital gain. Long term gain still remaining. Done, sir? And how much is your short term gain? No short term gain. IFOS income do you have? No IFOS income. Nil. Calculate. 5 lakh. Now this 5,05,000 is your GTI. From this, can you claim chapter 6 deduction? 80C deduction is how much? 60,000. Any other deduction? So 4,45,000 will become your total income. Please check total income. 3 lakh. So we have missed out something or what? Profit of speculative business, interest, income from let out property, done. Presumptive business income, done. Salary, sorry? Yes. Okay. So we have missed out something, that salary from XYZ Private Limited they have sent. They have not told you that it is computed. See, this mistake can be done, which I also did. Yes or no? So in every question they tell you salary computed, meaning after taking all the deduction. This question they did not tell you. See how smart they are. Now if salary from XYZ Limited is this much, meaning this is not a computed salary. So first you are supposed to do what? First you are supposed to take a standard deduction. So take the standard deduction. 50,000. How much salary? No, standard deduction. From 5,25,000 take the standard deduction. 4 lakh. Now out of this 4,75,000, now you take the set off of your 80,000 house property loss. Yes or no? So that will be how much? 3,95,000. Understood, no? So only that thing we have committed a mistake over here. So this will be 3,95,000. Now do the total. 4,55,000 minus 60,000 will give you 3,95,000. Now please check the answer. Total income will be this much only. Understood? So in this question, no, highlight this part. Highlight this part. Salary from XYZ Limited, and please mark a 2-3 stars over here. Why? Because this type of thing can be there in the exam. And just imagine, if in the exam we commit this type of mistake, and because of this silly mistake that we did not read the thing properly, we can lose our marks. Understood? Should I move ahead? Sure? Okay. Question number 12. Last question. Mr. Jaji is a chartered accountant and his income from profession for the year 25-26. Mark this question. Last two questions which you have done, no? Question number 11 and question number 12. These are the new questions, huh? Mark these two questions important. So income from the profession is 10 lakhs. Can I say this is his PGVP income? This is his PGVP income. Income from profession. Yes or no? He provides you the following information. Income of minors and Biju from a company deposit. See, for this, no, you are supposed to do clubbing provisions first. In the clubbing provision, it is given that income of your minor children is also taxable in your hands. We will come to know in the next chapter only. Yes or no? Next chapter we are going to do that discussion. So income of a minor child is also taxable in your hands. But after taking exemption under section 1032, for per minor whose income is getting clubbed in your hands, yes or no, you are going to get exemption of 1,500 under section 1032. So the income of the minor taxable in your hands in this year, if it is 1,500 or less, fully exempt. If it is more than 1,500, then up to 1,500 exempt, and excess will be taxable. Clubbed income of your minor child, yes or no? And minor's income will be clubbed in your hands, provided the minor's income is not coming from his own skills, talent, knowledge, etc. Because minors are also talented nowadays. They can earn on their own. They can work in films, they can sing, they can play, yes or no? So if their skills, talents, knowledge, etc., from that, if they are earning, then that income will not be clubbed in your hands. That will be your minor's income, taxable for them. But any other income of your minor child will be taxable in your hands. 64(1)(a), clubbing will happen. But out of that income, you will get 1,500 exemption. And that 1,500 exemption will be available only if you shift out. If you don't shift out, that 1,500 exemption is also not available. Yes or no? So, minor son's income is coming from his talent or company deposits. Will it be clubbed? So it will be clubbed as per section 64(1)(a). Clubbing will happen. Yes or no? And as per the clubbing provision, this amount will be taxable in your hands. Income of minor daughter Chitra. Minor daughter Chitra, who is a professional dancer. So she is earning income from her skills. So will this income be clubbed? Will it be taxable for you? No, this will not be taxable for you. It will be taxable in the hands of minor only. Yes or no? Interest from SBI received by Chitra on the deposit made in 2024 out of her income of special talent. See. This is not the income of special talent. The income of special talent was deposited in a bank account. And from that bank account, interest is coming. That interest is not the income of special talent. That income will be liable for clubbing. Understanding? So the clubbing of this income will happen. Understanding? Now gift received by Chitra. Chitra is minor. And minor is receiving what? Gift. Any income of minor will be liable for clubbing. Hello? Any income of the minor will be liable for clubbing. Even if it is a gift. Now tell me. Chitra is receiving gift from friends of Mr. Jaji. So the friends of Mr. Jaji are not the relatives of Chitra. So gifts are received from non-relatives. And how much amount of gift? Not more than 50,000. So the gift is not. But if the gift itself is not taxable, then no need to club also. But if this gift was more than 50,000, then the gift was taxable also, and then we would have done the clubbing also. Yes or no? Next one. Short-term capital loss of Jaji and long-term capital gain of Jaji. Can it be set off against this? How much will remain? And this 2 lakh rupees of short-term capital loss. Wait. Don't do this. Because long-term capital gain is also there and short-term capital loss is also there. Yes or no? So do you have any long-term capital loss? Do you have any long-term capital loss? No. Thank God. You don't have any long-term capital loss. So now your short-term capital loss. 2 short-term capital loss. 6 lakhs as well as 10 lakhs. Can you set off this 6 lakh against 4 lakhs? So set off this 6 lakh against 4 lakhs. 2 lakh loss will still remain. Yes or no? Now can you set off this 2 lakhs again? This long-term gain of 10 lakhs? Yes. So how much will remain? 8 lakhs. Now out of this 8 lakh, can you set off this short-term loss of 10 lakh? Yes. So this will fully go away and still the short-term loss will remain 2 lakhs. That will be carried forward. Compute the total income and the losses to be carried forward. Okay. Jaji has opted out of default tax regime. Now pay attention. Do you have any salary income? No. Nil. Do you have any house property income? No. Nil. Do you have any PGBP income? Yes. You have a PGBP income of 10 lakhs. Income from profession. Do you have any capital gain income remaining? No. Entire capital gain income gone. And 2 lakh rupees of short-term capital loss will be carried forward in the next year. Yes or no? So short-term capital loss amounting to 2 lakh will be carried forward. Okay, no? Now, do you have any capital gain? No. Do you have any IFRS income? Yes. All the incomes of minors are other sources income. Check. And which are clubbed in your hands. So they will come in your IFRS head. Understanding? So first minor, how much earning? So that will be clubbed in your hands. But from that 1500 exemption will be available. So how much? 1 lakh 50,000 minus 1500 will be minor son 1. First minor's income. Yes or no? 1,48,500. Second minor child 2. Chitra. Yes or no? Chitra's professional income nil, will not be clubbed. But that professional income deposited in a bank, and from that bank deposits interest is earned, that interest will be clubbed. How much? 20,000. Yes or no? And one more income of Chitra could have been clubbed if that income would have been more than 50,000. But since that income was not more than 50,000, gift is not treated as income only, and if it is not income, cannot be clubbed also. Understanding? So nil. So how much income of Chitra is getting clubbed? 20,000. Out of that, 1,500 exemption for Chitra also you are going to get. Yes or no? So 18,500. Do the total. 1,67,000 will be your IFRS income. Do the total. 11 lakh. Check the answer. No chapter 6 deduction. So total income is 11,60,000. Got the same answer? Everyone? Easy, difficult? Easy, no? Clubbing along with set off and carry forward. Both the things in one question. Clubbing of minors income they have given. Now if I will teach you minors income clubbing, no, you will understand very quickly because you have already done that how to do it. Okay, no? So with this, the chapter comes to an end. So we'll take a break, and after the break we are going to start with the clubbing provisions. Okay? See you after the break.